Hi guys, today we're talking about the voices that shook the empire, the about women's riots of 1929. It was the dawn of December 1929 in southeastern Nigeria. The air was thick with humidity and something else, discontent. In the markets of Aba and Calabar, women sold palm oil, cassava and fish to feed their families. But whispers had begun to spread. Whispers that the British colonial officers were planning to tax women just as they had taxed the men. For women who already struggled to survive under colonial rule, this rumor was more than injustice. It was an insult to their dignity. In Holoko, a local warrant chief named Okugo, one of the native chiefs appointed by the British, began to count the people in the community. He claimed it was a consensus, but the women knew better. Why are they counting us? They counted the men, and then they taxed them. Now they count the women. We will not accept it. Her voice carried through the village square. It was the voice of every mother, sister, and daughter tired of injustice. Within days, the news spread like wildfire across towns from Oloko to Aba to Owerri, Calabar, and Umuahia. Thousands of women dropped their baskets, tied their wrappers tightly, and marched to the native courts. They chanted their songs of defiance, shook their pistols in the air, and sang, "We are women, not slaves. You will not tax our wombs." They surrounded government offices, destroyed warrant chiefs' houses, and demanded the resignation of corrupt officials. The colonial officers were stunned. They had never seen such a massive coordinated protest led by women. When the protest grew, British troops were sent to suppress the women. Shots were fired. Women fell, but they did not retreat. In Aba and Opobo, the clashes turned deadly, leaving over 50 women killed and many others injured. But even in death, they stood unbroken. Their bravery forced the colonial government to suspend the planned taxation and review the system of indirect rule that had empowered abusive warrant chiefs. The Aba Women's War, though tragic, became a symbol of African resistance, the first major anti-colonial revolt led by women in Nigeria and one of the earliest in Africa. From that day forward, the names of the women, Nwayeruwa of Oloko, and countless others lived on as mothers of deviance. They had no guns, they had no armies, but they had voices that roared louder than thunder, and those voices